Hey, welcome back to another video. So if you haven't seen my last Jeep video, click on the top right hand corner to check it out. But in this video, I'm gonna tell you everything that I did to my car so far. But I'm gonna get out of here because look at all these sketchy white vans like just right behind me. There's one here and there's fucking another one like right over here. It's so sketchy. Like they're just like fucking hanging out at the park. Look, there's like, it's like a white van meetup. Look at this shit. I got my Rubicon from Long Beach, so it was about an hour and a half driving home late at night from the dealership. Immediately, I noticed that there's just a lot of play in the steering, so the first thing I ordered was the steering stabilizer. I got it from Extreme Terrain. It was about 350 bucks. I got the TerraFlex Falcon Nexus 2.2 that is adjustable, and I'll have a link to all these items below in the description. When the steering stabilizer came, I installed it myself. I watched all the videos about it and it seemed pretty easy. I installed it all in one morning. The reason why I went with this one was the ability to adjust the steering. I drive it on medium majority of the time. Long trips, I would put it on hard. Off-road, I would adjust it to light, and it's been awesome since. This definitely helped with the steering play for sure. I'll talk more about the steering a little bit more later on in the video. Like I mentioned in my last video, I did my research on all of these parts before I even got the car, knowing that I would probably get these parts if I decide on this car. Even though I read up on other people's opinions from forums and reviews, I believe everyone is going to have a different experience based on their car and how they use and drive their car. While waiting for the stabilizer to come, I got the two front windows tinted. That's like a must on all of my cars. Like, I just have to have tinted windows. They don't have to be dark, they just have to be tinted. The next thing I got was floor mats. I went for this Amazon one at first that I returned because it just didn't fit right. So I ordered the Mopar all-weather ones from Quadratech, and they are so much better. They definitely fit tightly, and I definitely recommend these. I think the dealership probably sells them too, so check there if you're going for these. I then installed the dash cam from my old car to this one. With idiots on the street, I always drive with a dash cam. While my wheels and tires were on order, I had my Jeep at the dealer because the lock and unlock button didn't work on the passenger side, and it ended up being that the wires were never connected. While at the dealership, I was curious if they had the steel bumper, and it just so happened that they did for a cheaper price than where I was going to get it from, so I ordered it and it came the next day. That weekend, I installed it myself. Everything fits perfectly. I really wanted the steel bumper just for the stubby middle part. And it also came with the red hooks and the LED fog lights. Knowing that I'll have bigger tires and wheels, I definitely would need a tire relocation bracket. So I ordered the rough country one for like 70 bucks. It came, I installed it myself. I pretty much did all the work on the Jeep myself besides putting on the wheels and tires. Just FYI. Choosing wheels and tires was fun, but also turned into a research project within itself. I went fucking crazy. I made an Excel sheet and everything. I made fucking PowerPoint because I had like 15 options, and I'm a visual person, so I needed to see photos of what each wheel looks like on the Jeep. There were so many wheels that I wanted. Price was a factor, but that shit went out the window fast. I didn't want to steer far from the stock wheels in terms of weight and size. The stock Rubicon wheels are 17 by 7.5 and it weighs like 21 pounds each. The black Rhino Apache wheels that I went with are 18 by 9. Offset was another research that I had to do when it was time to order. The guy at 4WP were like, we don't really go by offset, we go by backspacing. So I'm like, what the fuck? All these fucking forums are talking about offset. I'm like, backspacing what? Anyways, the backspacing on my wheels are 4.29. And then when it comes to tires, that was another fun research topic. I narrowed down to the Nitto Rich Grappler and the Toyo Open Country RT, and I ended up with the 35 by 12.5 Toyo Open Country, and I'm very pleased with them so far. They still give that rugged look, but are amazingly quiet. Performs very well off-road and on-road. The stock tires that came with the Jeep are BF Goodrich mud tires, and they were so fucking loud. I couldn't wait to get them off. Each of the stock wheel, including the tire, is about 71 pounds. With my new wheel setup, each wheel and tire came out to about 100 pounds, so it's not such a big increase compared to the other setup I have seen. The fucking tires cost more than the wheels themselves, and because it's a Jeep, you gotta buy 5 of everything. Long story short, I am super happy with my wheels and tire setup. They have just enough poke to give the Jeep a wide stance. They stick out about 4 inches from the fender, just enough to give it that rugged, aggressive Jeep look, which is one of the reasons I went with a Jeep. After getting my wheels and tires on, the steering still had a little too much play for me, so I would put the steering stabilizer on hard setting, even driving around town doing errands. Definitely an arm workout after every trip. So I did more research and I found that Jeep put out a TSB to replace the current steering box with the steel one. So my dealership replaced it. Afterwards, it drove a little better, but I think I'm still trying to distinguish between whether if it's a steering or if it's a Jeep thing. The last boxy car that came close to a Jeep that I have driven is a Mercedes G55, and it didn't wander all over the road like this one. I have this car for about 4 months now, and I think I'm pretty used to the steering, but it's definitely different for sure. After the wheels and tires were on for a while, the tailgate started making these squeaky popping noises that was driving me fucking bonkers. I narrowed it down to the Mopar tailgate reinforcement, which if you're thinking of getting, I wouldn't recommend it if you decide to put anything above 33-inch tires. This came with the car, which I really didn't care for. I rather would have got the front camera instead of this. Anyways, I knew because of how heavy the spare wheel is that I would need a hinge reinforcement kit, so I ended up ordering both the Rugged Rich hinge and tire carrier kit. And so I'll put the link in the description below. This was way sturdier for the tailgate and it eliminated the noise. With this kit, it also moved the brake light to the center of the spare wheel and got rid of that coat hanger looking mount. With this kit, I removed the old Mopar reinforcement. I also did not use the rough country relocation bracket. Next, I got the clear side markers from Dialed Dynamics. I just thought that the running light side marker would look cleaner if they both match, so I got the clear LED ones. This Jeep does really have a lot of quirks. I mean, it's a kit car. Everything comes apart. Next, the rubber from the bottom of my tailgate glass started to make these rubbing noises because it was rubber on top of paint. So I did my research and got a clear transparent tape from Amazon, put a strip of it on, and it eliminated the rubber noise. So far, that's pretty much all the things I did to my Jeep. I think I'm pretty much done at this point. I still love this car. It's versatile, rugged, and I can take it anywhere. I'll have all the links to all the items in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Don't forget to subscribe, and until the next video.